Hardcore Lies.
Hey guys, Rob from Georgia here with you. It is week 323 and it is the first real week in November, and so we are fresh off our theme week and of course dealing with the Halloween franchise. And again, I am your Wednesday night host, and so fresh off of that, hope you all just really enjoyed that nice week-long event here at BodyBags. I thought I would take a look this first week of November into a film that I have loved and cherished for quite a while now, and well, it's all due to the 22 Shots Moods and Horror podcast. And I remember Moods reviewed this way back early in the pods. And so when Raro Video put out their edition of the Long Hair of Death, an Antonio Margheriti film from 1965. It is a gothic period piece. It stars Barbara Steele, George Ardisson, Halina, Zalewska, I think, and Giuliano, Raffaelli, perhaps, if I'm not butchering him. But really, this movie harkens back to when I was a kid, and I remember, on Sundays watching old black and white movies my mom would just have. I have no idea which station that would have been on, but this harkens back to the movies that I just really loved. Those gothic pieces, the castle and the secret entrance ways, and just the atmosphere, and perhaps a witch or two, or whatever it was. This movie, Margheriti, man, he hit it out of the freaking park with this movie. This movie is so freaking awesome. I've said this before, I don't usually make it a habit of buying films cold that I've never seen before, but I will go off when I hear Moods praise something really highly, or someone else perhaps in the community. I'll go ahead and take that leap, and if I can, and grab it. And man, this was one of the best cold purchases I have ever made. I am so glad I got this in my collection. This movie is so freaking awesome. Really, you got this count, his family, who very early into the film, through a set of circumstances, they send an accused witch to be burned alive at the stakes, so to speak, or the cross. And as she is about to be succumbed or consumed by the flames, she will pronounce a curse not just on the count, but his family, his son, and everyone. And it's one of those, man, it's a great moment in the film because it really begins to set this idea, this dread, and this atmosphere. And you get Barbara Steele plays, she'll play two characters. She'll play the woman who's accused of witchcraft. She'll play her oldest daughter, who also is executed, but then she will also play a character by the name of Mary, who really is sort of the reincarnated effect of this curse, who will just wander into this village during this storm. And it comes at the end of the 15th century, and just as the curse had been laid upon this community, a plague will kind of take effect. People will start dying. The Count knows that he's paying for the sins of his past, and when his son basically tells him that he's the one to be blamed for the death of his brother, it sort of puts everything into a whole new level of context, I guess. And this is one of those movies, man, you could spend a long time. It's made perfect for a podcast with the right set of films, because you could just talk and talk and talk and talk forever on this film. And so really, it's that really in itself is the plot. And as you see this curse take shape, and you follow mainly the character of Kurt, he'll succumb to his lust, will really be his undoing. And it's just a level of pieces that begin to fall and take shape that lead to an ending that is so appropriate for his character. And there's this supernatural vibe, again, it's a gothic vibe, and you kind of got this Black Sunday vibe going on. It's just it's almost a perfect old Gothic castle, witch, curse. I mean, the whole thing. It is really, I think, almost a perfect film. I won't say it's a perfect film for me because, man, I absolutely freaking love and adore this film. And this released by Raro Video. I know they've got quite the collection, and I think this is the only one I actually have. But man, I'm telling you, if you've never seen this, and there's the inside cover art. If you've never seen this, man, I mean, and you don't mind a slow burn, because it's a bit of a slow burn, but it's so worth it. Well, let me say this: it may be a slow burn for some who are watching. For me, I love every frame, every scene. I love the very beginning, throughout the middle of the film, into the very end climax. It is just an absolutely enjoyable. And Barbara Steele is, man, and the music, the score is just phenomenal. Just helps create this level of atmosphere that is just, it's insane, man. And when you get to see the witch being somewhat, it's kind of a weird thing that's going on, but somewhat the reincarnation of this witch, who will take the form of somewhat of an innocent character, but who's manipulating things to exactly the degree that she wants. Kurt can't but fall into the totality of this curse, this trap, and ultimately pay a pretty hefty price towards the end. And again, it is an Italian film, but it's got an American release, so you don't have to worry about being, about the whole region-free thing. And if you're not that familiar with Margheriti, he's also known for Castle of Blood in '64, Cannibal Apocalypse, of course I know many of you probably have, from 1980, and Seven Dead in a Cat's Eye, '73, there's another one. But he directed a lot of film. Killer Fish is sort of, it's on my horizon, this one, and I want more of a sort of action suspense piece maybe or something. But anyways, The Long Hair of Death, I mean, this is, it doesn't really get much better than this as far as old period, 15th, 14th century type period pieces with the castles and the just everything that at least I grew up as a kid watching that was old. Man, and Barbara Steele, man, she is just, she's amazing to watch as she carries the load of two characters in this film, which is amazing to watch. The Count himself, he does really well. The whole cast does, actually. It's an amazing film. It's an absolutely amazing film. So on week 323, a little bit of Italian old Gothic horror from Margheriti, and I highly suggest that if you've never seen this, or perhaps maybe it's just been sitting on your shelf for a while because you're a collector and you're a purist and a completist, and you're working on the Raro Video set and you've got this on your shelf but you just maybe haven't pulled it off yet, it's time to pull it off and take a look. This thing is, man, this is a very well crafted film. It's beautiful. It's just absolutely so beautiful to watch. And it's not just Barbara Steele. It's everything, man. It's the music, it's the cinematography, it's just how everything's laid out, how the story falls into place, the curse, just the scene when the witch gets lit up in the beginning, and as she pronounces this curse, man, you can't help to not feel a sense of dread that's already coming over this community. And man, to a T, her words will prevail. It's pretty wild. So again, Rob from Georgia, and bringing you some old school Italian horror. And if you haven't noticed, my Bills are 6-2 now, and just took down the Redskins today, and so that's pretty good. And so I guess now what day I did this, so that's fine. We do these things a little early sometimes. But week 323, just Enjoy Italian month over at the 22 Shots of Horror podcast as they begin to start doing some serious talk on Italian horror. I think beginning with Dario Argento, if I'm not mistaken. So enjoy that over there and everything that the Horrorphilia community has to offer. So many podcasts, so many guys out there and gals out there doing videos and whatnot. It's just, it's an awesome time right now in our community to love horror. So as always, we end these things off with Go Bills.